Welcome to this audiobook summary of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. In today's fast-paced and complex world, many of us face challenges such as stress, lack of balance, and difficulties in both personal and professional relationships. Covey's timeless book offers a principle-centered approach to overcoming these obstacles, helping you achieve greater effectiveness and fulfillment in all areas of life. Rather than providing quick fixes or superficial solutions, Covey's 7 habits encourage long-term growth and lasting change. These habits are grounded in universal principles and are designed to be practiced in sequence, starting with mastering yourself, then building strong relationships with others, and finally, continuously renewing yourself. Throughout this summary, you'll discover practical insights and actionable advice that can transform your mindset and daily routines, leading to a more productive, balanced, and meaningful life. Powerful lessons in personal change. Stephen Covey maintains that living a life grounded in principles leads to significant improvements in both personal and professional relationships. He outlines 7 key habits that foster unity and maximize success when adopted. Number 1. Be proactive. Individuals are responsible for their own lives and possess the ability to shape their futures. Number 2. Begin with the end in mind. People should live each day with the intention of being remembered positively at their funeral. Number 3. Put first things first. Effective self-management is essential for everyone. Number 4. Think win-win. Solutions should be sought that benefit all parties involved. Number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Empathetic listening helps accurately identify problems before proposing solutions. Number 6. Synergy, which grows from the first 5 habits, is a transformative experience that brings out the best in collaboration. Number 7. Sharpen the saw. Ongoing renewal across physical, mental, spiritual, and social-emotional dimensions is vital for sustained growth. Paradigms and principles. Covey identifies 2 main currents in personal development literature: the personality ethic and the character ethic. The personality ethic, popular over the past 50 years, focuses on superficial self-improvement techniques, quick fixes that mask problems rather than solve them. While these strategies may help make a good first impression, long-term relationships depend on trust and strong character. Relying on insincere tactics leads to distrust over time. In contrast, the character ethic was dominant for the first 150 years of self-help literature and is based on universal principles for living well, such as integrity, humility, courage, and justice. These paradigms shape how people perceive and interact with the world. Covey explains that people often believe they see the world objectively, but their perceptions are actually influenced by their underlying paradigms and experiences. This is a key flaw of the personality ethic. It assumes attitudes and behaviors can be changed without addressing the underlying paradigm. Covey uses the analogy of navigating Chicago with a map of Detroit to illustrate why changing behavior without changing paradigms is ineffective. A paradigm shift, changing one's fundamental way of seeing the world, is necessary for lasting change. Such shifts can be sudden or gradual, but always involve working on core paradigms rather than just surface attitudes or behaviors. The character ethic is principle-centered, recognizing that certain fundamental truths govern human effectiveness, much like natural laws. These principles, such as justice, integrity, honesty, dignity, service, quality, excellence, potential, and growth, are universally acknowledged, even if interpretations vary. Unlike practices, which are specific actions, principles are unchanging truths. Today, people are realizing that superficial solutions are inadequate. Covey advocates an inside-out approach, where private victories come before public victories. This approach, rooted in natural laws, leads to ongoing growth and lasting solutions. The 7 habits, an overview. Habits are powerful forces in life. While bad habits can be overcome, there are no shortcuts. Covey defines a habit as the intersection of knowledge, skill, and desire. Improving these 3 elements helps break free from limiting paradigms. This process requires sacrifice and effort, but it is rewarded with lasting happiness. The 7 habits help individuals progress along a maturity continuum from dependence to independence to interdependence. Dependence is the you paradigm, independence is the I paradigm, and interdependence is the we paradigm. Independence alone is insufficient in today's interdependent world. Trying to succeed independently is like playing tennis with a golf club, ineffective for the task at hand. The habits are based on the PPC balance, a paradigm of effectiveness aligned with natural law. P stands for production and PC for production capability. Effectiveness depends on both what is produced and the ability to produce. This balance must be maintained in physical, financial, and human assets. Overemphasizing production leads to burnout and broken relationships, while overemphasizing capability results in wasted potential. The PPC balance is the foundation for the 7 habits. Habit 1. Be proactive. Covey explains 3 theories of human determinism: genetic determinism, psychic determinism, and environmental determinism. Each overlooks the role of independent will. Covey cites Viktor Frankl, who, despite extreme suffering in Nazi camps, realized that his freedom to choose his response could not be taken away. This leads to the first habit, proactivity, recognizing that people control their own lives. Proactive people take responsibility for their actions and are value-driven, not influenced by external factors. Reactive people, on the other hand, are driven by their environment and blame others for their behavior. Proactive language includes statements like I choose, I prefer, and I will, while reactive language uses I can't, I must, and if only. Reactive language creates a cycle of victimization. Covey introduces the circle of concern and the circle of influence. Proactive people focus on their circle of influence, while reactive people focus on their circle of concern, which leads to negative energy and a shrinking circle of influence. Covey states, anytime we think the problem is out there, that thought is the problem. Change must come from within, an inside-out approach. While it's easy to blame others, lasting improvement comes from working on what is within one's control. People are free to choose their actions, but consequences are determined by natural law. Mistakes bring natural consequences, and learning from them is empowering. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Covey suggests imagining one's own funeral with 4 speakers, a family member, friend, coworker, and community member. What would each say? This exercise helps clarify core values. Begin with the end in mind means living each day as one wishes to be remembered. 3 human endowments support proactivity: self-awareness, imagination, and conscience. Imagination allows visualization of potential, and conscience helps recognize universal principles. Together, these enable people to rewrite their scripts. People have different centers: family, money, work, possessions, or self. But ideal is principle-centeredness. Principles are fundamental truths that remain constant. Being principle-centered provides security, wisdom, guidance, and power. Such people consider all aspects of life when making decisions, leading to long-term results. Writing a personal mission statement is a powerful way to begin with the end in mind. This statement reflects one's values and principles and serves as a guide for decisions. It requires introspection and may need revision over time. Covey also recommends family and corporate mission statements. Conscience and imagination are right brain functions. The left brain is analytical and verbal, while the right brain is creative and holistic. Most people are left brain dominant, so strengthening right brain skills is important. Visualization and affirmations help access these capacities. Habit 3. Put first things first. This habit is about effective self-management made possible by independent will. Covey outlines 4 generations of time management, each building on the last. The first 3 focus on efficiency, but neglect quality relationships and spontaneity. The 4th generation is principle-centered, conscience-driven, and supports life balance. People spend time in one of 4 quadrants: Quadrant 1, important and urgent, such as crises, pressing problems. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent, such as prevention, planning, relationships. Quadrant 3, not important but urgent, such as interruptions, some meetings. Quadrant 4, not important and not urgent, such as trivia, time wasters. Focusing on Quadrant 1 leads to stress and burnout. Focusing on Quadrants 3 and 4 leads to irresponsibility. Quadrant 2 is key to effective self-management. To increase Quadrant 2, which is time, one must be proactive and say no to non-essential activities. A Quadrant 2 organizer helps manage time and roles. Delegation is a powerful tool. Effective delegation involves clarifying desired results, guidelines, resources, accountability, and consequences. This empowers others to achieve results. Paradigms of interdependence. After achieving independence through the first 3 habits, one is ready for interdependence. Interdependence is where productivity, learning, and growth increase, but it also brings challenges. Covey introduces the emotional bank account, a metaphor for trust in relationships. Deposits are made through courtesy, kindness, honesty, and keeping commitments. Withdrawals occur through the opposite behaviors. Trust can grow into a reserve, but repeated withdrawals lead to tension. 6 major deposits include 1. Understanding the individual. 2. Attending to the little things. 3. Keeping commitments. 4. Clarifying expectations. 5. Showing personal integrity. 6. Apologizing sincerely when a withdrawal is made. The emotional bank account is central to public victories. Habit 4. Think win-win. There are 6 paradigms of interaction. Win-win, win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose, win, and win-win or no deal. In an interdependent world, win-win is most effective. All parties benefit and are satisfied. Win-win or no deal is a higher expression, where parties agree to walk away if a win-win solution is impossible. Covey states, anything less than win-win in an interdependent reality is a poor second best that will have impact in a long-term relationship. Win-win requires integrity, maturity, and an abundance mentality. Agreements should specify desired results, guidelines, resources, accountability, and consequences. Win-win can only thrive in organizations that support it. Systems must encourage collaboration, not competition. The win-win process involves 1. Seeing the problem from the other's perspective. 2. Identifying key issues. 3. Determining acceptable results. 4. Finding new options to achieve those results. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Just as a doctor diagnoses before treating, people should diagnose problems before offering solutions. Most people lack training in listening and listen to reply rather than to understand. Covey describes 4 levels of listening. 1. Ignoring. 2. Selective listening. 3. Attentive listening. 4. Empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is the highest level, listening to understand, using eyes, ears, and heart. Only 10% of communication is in words. 60% is body language. Empathetic listening builds trust and leads to better solutions. The process of empathetic listening includes 1. Mimicking content. 2. Rephrasing content. 3. Reflecting feeling. 4. Rephrasing content and reflecting feeling. Being understood requires courage. Presentation should consider ethos, pathos, and logos. Understanding others' perspectives increases credibility and opens the door to creative solutions. Habit 6. Synergize. Synergy is the result of the first 5 habits. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It is the essence of principle-centered leadership. Differences are respected and built upon. Synergy is a mind-expanding experience that transforms those who experience it. Covey says, synergy is almost as if a group collectively agrees to subordinate old scripts and to write a new one. While group synergy is hard to control, internal synergy is within one's control. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. This habit renews the previous 6. It involves balanced renewal of the physical, mental, spiritual, and social-emotional dimensions. Covey calls this the single most powerful investment we can ever make in life. Investment in ourselves. Physical renewal includes exercise, nutrition, and rest. Spiritual renewal is personal and varies. Mental renewal involves ongoing education, reading, writing, and planning. Social-emotional renewal comes from interactions and service. Neglecting any dimension limits effectiveness. Balanced renewal is synergistic. Improving one dimension benefits others. Covey recommends a daily private victory, 1 hour daily for renewal across all dimensions. This leads to an upward spiral of growth. As we conclude this summary of the 7 habits of highly effective people, remember that true effectiveness is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Stephen Covey's principles, rooted in self-mastery, empathy, collaboration, and ongoing renewal, offer a powerful framework for personal and professional growth. By making these habits a regular part of your life, you can build stronger relationships, achieve your goals, and experience lasting fulfillment. Thank you for listening. We hope this summary inspires you to reflect on your own habits and take steps toward becoming a more effective and balanced individual. May you continue to sharpen the saw and embrace the upward spiral of growth that Covey envisions for all of us.